From the beautiful campus of Casper College, it's time to dive into the world of Casper College athletics with another episode of the Casper College Coaches Show. Now here's your host, Phil Kohler.
Welcome, fans of the Casper College Coaches Show. I'm your host, Phil Kohler. Joined us up. It's not Tom Parks, the head basketball coach of the Casper College Thunderbirds. Today we're joined by a very special guest, assistant coach Dion Anderson. Coach Anderson, welcome. Thanks for joining us today.
Appreciate you having me here. Kind of nervous now.
Good.
We were just talking about it, but kind of nervous now the camera's rolling a little
Absolutely, yeah. Well, so you guys come in 11-6 overall. You guys went to Glendive, Montana last week. You guys start off with a Dawson team that's very good, 14-2 overall. You guys had beaten them right before break. You come back after break. You guys lose to them 92-85. Talk about what it's like playing against a team, literally 2 games in a row. I mean, I know there was a 2-week break in between, but you play them twice in a row.
Yeah, it's always harder playing a team the second time around for sure. And then just like you said, we're playing them first game off of a 2-week break. Before the break, at the Classic we played them at, they came into it 10-0, 11-0, one of those. Hadn't lost a game all year, and then they lost to us in Gillette. We beat them by about 20 plus. So me and Coach Parks knew that they would probably be a little bit jacked up to play us again, especially at home. And then just 2 weeks for them and their coaches to prepare for us and what we do. We knew it was going to be a difficult game. So it was always hard coming back, playing the team second, even 3 times in a year. But they're really talented. They play really well at home, made a lot of big shots down the stretch.
So you guys have 2 weeks off. Do you worry about the guys during those 2 weeks off? I know a lot of them got a chance to go home. Are you worried about them leaving for 2 weeks and then coming back and that little bit of regression that happens?
Oh, yeah, we definitely were nervous for sure, especially everybody going home and then coming back and having to get back used to the altitude here and playing the speed that we're trying to play at. And then a lot of our guys, pretty much the entire team, we dealt with like some type of sickness. Everybody was sick. Me and Coach Parks had to practice one day. Terrible. You know it's bad when the assistant coach and the head coach are practicing. Yeah. Because we don't have enough to run. So we battled a lot of adversity that week coming back. We actually just had our first real practice with. Well, actually we were still missing one yesterday when we had practice yesterday. So we still haven't even had all 13 guys back on the floor together yet, but you just got to battle through it. We lost that first game last week, won the second game, so we just got to keep on getting better. Can't use any excuses.
Sure. Well, until that point, you guys do battle back through the adversity. You guys get a chance to play the United Tribes team on Saturday, get a 118-82 win. Abdul comes out 8 of 13 from 3 for 28 points, continuing to do what he's done really all season long. But Jimma James comes in and adds 26 points off the bench. How important is it to get that offensive spark off the bench from Jimma?
Jimma, the last month or so before break, started playing the best basketball I've ever seen him play. With Jimma, once he first got here, Jimma was a highly touted basketball player. 4-star kid, had a lot of looks from a lot of D1s. So getting him here, having him learn our system, and really coaching him and trying to give him as many tools as possible to just continue to develop his game. And it wasn't always easy. And we really applaud him for taking in all the advice and coaching that we've given him, and it's really starting to show. Having him come off the bench and put up 26 points, most of which were all dunks and layups, that's amazing. That just energizes our entire team. And he had a great game against Dawson before break, and I honestly say, once he got in the game, the entire game changed. So Jimma James coming off the bench is amazing asset for us to have, and I'm just really excited to continue to watch him grow.
Yeah, well, and you look at the rest of it, the NJCAA, I mean, the entire country, you're not seeing a sixth man that's much better than Jimma James coming off the bench pretty much
Jimma
anywhere,
James is the sixth man of junior college basketball, sixth man of the year for sure.
Absolutely. So, Coach, let's get to know you a little bit better. Your first year here in Casper, a kid that grew up in Tampa. Besides the weather, obviously, what's the one biggest change that you've had since you've been here?
Biggest change, I would say, just the responsibility of being an assistant coach. It's something that I really work for. It's something that I say to myself often is like, you can't complain about your plate when you were starving one time, begging to eat. So I do a lot of things here, and I really enjoy everything that I do, from academics to meeting with professors to talking to you guys and just meeting different people around campus. So I really, most of my time is spent here.
Sure.
Even on days off, I end up up here some way, doing laundry or just wanting to come up here to focus on my work a little bit more rather than staying at home. But I would say that's just the biggest adjustment. And also just knowing that I'm 2 hours behind most of my people on the East Coast.
Yeah.
So, I can't call them at 8 o'clock my time
Sure.
because they're asleep probably because it's 10 over there. So.
Yeah, I know that. And when I first moved out here, it was the same thing. Like, and it's even worse the other way, man. When your mom calls you and it's 5 a.m. here because it's 7 a.m. there, and you're like,
Right.
oh my gosh, like I'm so worried. But it's just mom calling to check in. Like
Yeah,
I
right.
totally get that. So, Coach, you talk about like all the different things that you have to deal with, and you talk about being hungry at one point, right? You start your career as a grad assistant at Florida State University under Leonard Hamilton. Leonard Hamilton, a guy that's going to be in the Basketball Hall of Fame at some point. He's the winningest coach in Florida State history. Started as a JUCO guy. I don't know if you know that. We talked a little bit about
I didn't know that.
beforehand. Played 2 years at a junior college. Is in the Junior College Hall of Fame now. Talk about what it was like as a grad assistant working under him.
Working under him and all the other assistants there, Charlton Young, who's an associate head coach at the University of Missouri now, Coach Smith, who's still down there, Coach Jones, who's still down there as an associate head coach at Florida State. Going into it, I didn't even want to be an assistant coach. I didn't want to coach like college basketball. I went into it like I want to be a general manager for an NBA team. That's what I always wanted to do. But being there, getting mentorship from them, especially Coach Smith and CY, really taking me under their wing. Coach Smith taught me everything I really know about like scouting teams and preparing for games and everything, and seeing the impact that those coaches had with the players there, like that made me want to get into college coaching. Like myself, I grew up playing basketball. I didn't really have like a mentor or anything like that to really help me along my journey as a basketball player. So it ended early. So I wanted to be that and really just help guys through a very like critical time in like their life as a young man. Mentorship I got there like really changed the course of my life. So being there under Coach Ham and all of them, his JUCO experience definitely impacted the way he coaches and like how he runs his program. It's all about giving people opportunity. Like Florida State is very different from a lot of other D1s. Like we had like 17, 18 managers and graduate assistants, and most schools only have like 2 graduate assistants, a couple managers.
Yeah.
But for them and Coach Ham, it was all about giving people opportunities and inviting people to be a part of their family and creating a culture that was just all about helping people figure out what they want to do in their life through basketball. So I really carry that with me.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you had the opportunity to work with a handful of guys that are playing in the NBA right now. When you go and talk to the guys here at Casper College, is that something that kind of provides a little bit of credit for you? And when a guy can look at you and say, okay, I know this guy has worked with this pro and this pro, like he knows what it takes to get to that level.
Yeah, for sure. That definitely does help me, and like it's a confidence booster for myself. I'd be lying if I said that I came into this thinking I had all the answers or I knew exactly how this was gonna go. I didn't. So that's something I fall back on a lot. Like I've worked with pros. I've worked under great coaches. I've worked in D1 basketball for 4 years before I got here, and I just continue to work now. Like I always tell our guys, I watch more film than y'all. Like, I know what's going on. You guys have to trust me, and they have. I've never really felt disrespected by any of our guys or anything like that. And I just continue to try to work to prove to myself and to them that I know what I'm talking about. And I don't take anything to heart. And Coach Parks does a great job of really allowing me to develop my voice as a coach. So I really appreciate him and appreciate him giving me the opportunity and trusting me to come out here and like build this program, and we're building something like really special here. I'm really glad to be a part of.
Yeah, well, and you talk about, you can be as hungry as you want, but without that opportunity, none of that hunger really comes to fruition, right? So you look back at what Coach Hamilton did for you, what Coach Parks has done for you. How important is it for coaches to give that opportunity to young guys, but also as you continue to grow and mature and become more of a coach of yourself, bringing on younger guys that look to want to get into the coaching game?
I mean, it means everything. Like, mentorship is everything. In coaching, whether it's basketball, football, soccer, whatever, it's all about who you know and the experience that you have. So the more experience that you can get, the more like mentorship that you can get from coaches who know what they're talking about, who actually really care about developing other coaches, it really helps you like grow as a coach.
Sure.
I wouldn't be here without the guys at Florida State. I wouldn't be here without my year at Campbell that I spent there. So it's all about just getting opportunities and experiences. And as I go along my coaching journey, I definitely want to serve as a mentor to other coaches, not just players that I coach too, because it means a lot.
And not just the people that you meet along the way, but those relationships you build with those people, right? That's
for sure.
the big piece. So, Coach, looking ahead, what are your goals long term? I look at former assistant coaches here at Casper College. You look at Lester Stewart, who was the most recent one, who's at Arizona Compass Prep right now, one of the top prep schools in the country. Sean Gutting was the assistant before him. He's at Southern Utah, Division I. Dan Russell was the assistant before him. He was at Weber State now, Division I. Is Division I the goal? Is head coaching a goal? What do you kind of want to do with yourself?
I'm gonna give the generic coach's answer. Like, I'm where my feet are at, but
Sure.
I definitely long term, I do want to get to that level. I do want to become a head coach one day, but I'm all about the process. Even looking back last year, when I was at Campbell as a video coordinator, I thought I had all the answers. Like,
Sure.
oh, this is what I'd do if I was an assistant or even a head coach. Like, this is what you should do. How come you aren't doing this? And then to come here and it's like, okay, now I'm in that role, and it's like, oh, I know for a fact I don't have all the answers. So just being patient and being mindful of where I'm at right now, and I'm just all about trying to win North Championship, Region 9 North Championship, then win the Region 9 Championship, and continue to do that over the course of many years. And wherever my path takes me, then it takes me. But I'm committed 100% to Casper College basketball, winning championships here.
Absolutely.
As long as I'm able to.
We love it, yeah. So, hey, let's get back into basketball, Coach. You guys, Thursday, you're traveling down to Lamar. Lamar, historically, a very tough place to play. This year, they're 6-10, but they've got a couple of really good wins. They beat a Western Wyoming team, an LCCC team, two teams that both plan to be in the running for the Region 9 North title this year. What have you seen from Lamar so far as you've been working through the scout?
Well, first of all, we always tell our guys to respect the game of basketball. No matter what team's record is, it does not matter. You go out there and you play them like we're playing Salt Lake or we're playing one of the best teams in the country every single night, because it's the games and the days where you don't take it seriously. That's when you lose the game that you're not expecting to lose. But it's going to be a tough game, just like every game. It's region game, so we're excited about that. And we're just going to go out there and play our game. We're getting back in shape right now, so we're hoping to really push the ball a lot more than we did this past weekend. And we're just going to continue to build on what we've been building. I think if we do that, I don't have any I'm not concerned too much about it, because I feel like we have a really good team.
Sure.
And when we're clicking on all cylinders, we're a very tough team to stop.
Yeah, and you guys were really trending in the right direction before break. You guys come out, have a little bit of a stumble, but then right back on track, and hopefully Thursday will continue that track. Lamar, a team that comes in averaging 10 offensive rebounds a game. Rebounding been a little bit of a struggle for you guys so far this season. Would you say that that's the one thing that you guys really want to focus on with Lamar?
Yeah, for sure. We definitely have to control the glass, not give them second chance opportunities. That's something that we harp on every game.
Sure.
And I think leading up into the break, it definitely was getting better. Then we kind of relapsed a little bit these last 2 games. So that's definitely something that we are going to harp on a lot in practice. And we really challenge our guys a lot. Like, you can't score the ball. You can't win games if you're giving up 15-plus offensive rebounds. Sure. So that's something that we definitely will stress going into this game.
Yeah. When you talked about it earlier, a Region 9 South opponent, somebody that you potentially could match up with round 1, round 2 of the Region 9 tournament, how important is winning this game and sending a message to not just Lamar, but the entire South saying, hey, we're Casper College, we're the team that we've been the last couple of years, we mean business?
It means everything. Like, it's all about just getting momentum going to conference play. The games that we played before were great games. We played a really tough schedule, but this is when like everybody makes their money. Like these games really count. These games are for like home court advantage, seeding, things that play a huge part in the region tournament. So it's a great opportunity for our team and us as coaches to see where we're at compared to the entire region, and we definitely want to send a message that we're here, and it's going to be a rough couple months for all the other teams that we play.
I like it, yeah. Well, so Lamar Thursday at Lamar. You can find that game on YouTube, on Lamar's YouTube channel there. Coach, I'm done. You got anything? Like, are you still nervous? You got anything you want to add?
No, I feel good, man. I wish I wasn't coming off the sickness that I was. I feel like my voice was a little raspy at times, but I really enjoyed it. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Anybody you want to send a special shout out to?
Shout out to all my guys, man. Abdul, D-Rod, Jimma. I'm not going to say the whole roster. Josh, what's up? If you watching, who else? Talent, regular guy, man. Yeah. Shout out to all my regular guys.
So you telling me that those guys are watching the show every week?
I mean, I hope so. I'm going to tell them that I'm on it this week, so they better tune in. So hopefully this is the...
Yeah, we're going to see that YouTube number jump this week, Zach. This is going to be good news for us.
But thank you so much, Phil.
Hey, Coach, appreciate you coming on. Fans, remember, always shoot for the stars, because even if you miss, there's always a chance for an offensive rebound. Thanks for joining us. Hey.